There was a man hiding in our house for a few weeks. Okay, I want to start by saying, this actually happened. This isn't some creepy story or something I made up. I still have trouble sleeping alone because of it. Even now, years later at 27, I check every closet and lock every door at least 3 times before bed. So, yeah. Here's why I don't stay home alone anymore. I was 16, almost 17F, living with my mom and my little brother, Ryan, like 7 at the time. My mom worked night shifts at a nursing home, so I was usually the one watching Ryan when she was gone. Since he was younger, he'd be asleep by 8, and I'd just do my thing. Watch TV, scroll on my phone, eat junk food. You know, typical teenager stuff. We lived in this little one-story house on the edge of some woods. It wasn't totally isolated, but there weren't many neighbors nearby either. I used to love having the house to myself at night, until all of this happened. So, the first time I noticed something weird, it was small. I was in bed around 11 p.m., scrolling through my phone when I heard this shuffling sound, like someone dragging their feet on the carpet. I froze. Ryan was asleep. My mom wasn't home. I sat there, holding my breath, listening. It was quiet for a few seconds, and then I heard it again. A soft scuffing noise, like someone was moving real slowly through the living room. I grabbed my phone and crept out of my room, my heart pounding. I checked the front door. Locked. The windows are locked. Nothing looked out of place. But then I noticed something that made my stomach drop. The hall closet was open. Just a crack. We never left that door open. Ever. I stood there for a second, my whole body on edge. I wanted to just turn around and go back to my room, but my dumbass decided to check. I pulled the door open fast. Nothing. Just coats and shoes. I remember laughing at myself. I was just being paranoid. Still, I locked the closet door before I went back to bed. A few nights later, I woke up out of nowhere. At first, I didn't know why. Then I realized I could hear breathing. I was laying there completely still, my whole body locked up in fear. It wasn't coming from the hallway. It wasn't coming from outside. It was coming from inside my room. I grabbed my phone, my hands shaking, and turned on the flashlight. I shined it around. Nothing. The room was empty. The closet was closed. I barely slept the rest of the night. After that, I started feeling weird all the time. Like I was being watched. Like whenever I turned my back, someone was just out of sight, peeking around a corner. I told my mom, but she just brushed it off. Then, about a week later, she woke me up after coming home early from work. She looked off. She asked me why the back door was unlocked, and I assured her I'd locked it, and she told me it was unlocked and she just had to lock it. I knew without a doubt that I had locked it the night before, but I didn't argue. That night, I was on edge. I kept my bedroom door locked and my phone in my hand, just in case. I woke out to more breathing and just that, gut feeling that someone's watching you. My whole body went cold. I sat up, barely breathing, and listened. I noticed my closet door was open, which was also weird. I turned on my flashlight just in time to see it swing open another inch. And that's when I saw him. I swear to you, there was a man crouched inside my closet, skin pale as hell, hair greasy and matted. He was too thin, like he hadn't eaten in weeks, and he was grinning at me. I don't even remember getting out of bed. One second I was staring at him, the next I was slamming my door shut and running to Ryan's room. Ryan woke up crying as I grabbed him and ran out of the house, my phone already dialing 911. The cops got there fast. They found him still in my closet. Turns out he had been living in our crawl space for weeks. He had gotten in through a loose vent in the basement and had been sneaking into the house at night, watching us sleep, taking food when we weren't looking. But the worst part? When they pulled him out, they found something tucked behind my coats, a knife. The police said he was probably waiting for the right moment. I try not to think about what would have happened if I hadn't woken up that night. I swear this actually happened and it fucks with me to this day. So, to the man in my closet, let's never ever meet again. Airbnb owner acted weird. I left when I saw a chair with the ropes in my bedroom. Was watching a YouTube video where the YouTuber tells let's not meet stories of weird encounters with landlords or in hostels. Reminded me of this one that happened to me a few months ago. Disclaimer, that might not be as scary as other stories in this subreddit, but watching those videos made me paranoid, which is why I decided to leave that Airbnb rather than risk being the victim in a true crime story. As I said, this happened a few months ago, if I remember correctly, in January or February 2024. I was visiting family in southern France and did not want to stay at their place, even if they offered, for personal reasons which I won't share here. Note that I visit them quite often and usually last minute, so I would never book the same place, and I would sometimes book a hotel